Hi friends, I hope you're doing well. This is Leia from Star Power Tarot, back with another reading for you. Today's topic is very simple. How does your crush, how does this person feel about you? So as always, pick what resonates. These are general readings, so not every message will be meant for you. And, tarot is really meant to activate your own intuition, and you're meant to really choose the messages that align with your instinctual, intuitive feelings. So with that out of the way, make sure you hit the notification bell, like, subscribe. As always, comment what resonates. I love reading your comments. And if you want to book a personal reading with me, my Etsy shop link is in the video description below. And that's called Star Power Tarot Shop. And these are the three piles. So pick a cute kawaii toy. The first one we have is this kawaii frog for pile number 1. And then he lights up. Ooh, that was cute. Second pile is my friend Ren made me this crochet octopus. That kind of changes its mood. So now he's angry. But that's pile number 2. And pile number 3 is this kawaii bao. Or if you're Filipino, siopao toy. And then there's, oh my God, he lights up too. I didn't expect that. But so take a moment to meditate and really focus on which of these piles resonates the most for you. And the video timestamps are in the description below, and I will see you at your reading. Hi friends, so this is pile number 1's reading. So if you chose this kawaii frog, which I always use to demonstrate the heart space, heart chakra, this is your reading. So before we get started, make sure you give the video a thumbs up, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and as always, comment what resonates. I love reading your comments. And if you want to book a personal reading with me, my Etsy shop link is in the video description below. So thank you all for your support and your love and your warmth and your energy. I really appreciate it. So pile number 1, how does your crush feel about you? We have from the Energy Oracle, abundance. I am a limitless being and I can manifest whatever I desire in this physical reality. I heard that Nicki Minaj, like, I'm a human being. Like that meme of, I don't know if anyone remembers that, but that's what I heard in my head. And then on your side of the spread, we have crow, and on your person's side, they have panther. Wow, that's actually really interesting. So right away, pile number 1, your person sees you as holding a lot of knowledge, a lot of sacred knowledge, a lot of wisdom. For some reason, I also heard sacral knowledge of the sacral chakra. But no matter what it is, your person sees you as this sort of prize to be won. And the way this crow on your side of the spread looks, it very much feels to me that it's almost this wait and see sort of energy coming from you, where you're watching your person's move. You're watching how close they come to you or whether or not they're going to approach you. And I think that your crush, and as always, take what resonates. Not every message is going to apply to you or your situation, but I feel like your crush is planning ways to approach you, or at the very least thinking about or imagining ways to approach you that would allow them access to your abundance. So some of you, I also got a download that some of you need to sort of be careful around this person, because you just want to make sure that their intentions are okay and they're not tick for attack. They're not approaching you to get something out of you. But it's funny because the glimmer in the panther's eyes, I really see as corresponding to the orb that the crow is holding. And so the relationship here, Yeah, I don't know. It's about your person getting something. Like that is what's on their mind. And you might be really physically beautiful, emotionally mature. Um, I get the sense that you are a little bit more energetically elevated compared to your person. And your person really corresponds a lot more to the root chakra or to like the physical space, the sensual spaces. They're a little bit more lower in terms of gravity, and they are a lot more earthly. Whereas I think the crow, really ascends and flies to the sky, to the heavens. And I think your energy you're no stranger to earth-like energy. In fact, you might be an earth placement or have strong earth placements, but you're more, I'm hearing messenger for spirit. You're more comfortable communicating with spirit than your person is. And I think your person senses that about you. And I think that's, at the end of the day, what really attracts them toward you. What really makes you so enticing. And I think your person can't put a finger on it. Like they don't know why they're so attracted to you or why they feel so compelled or scared or intimidated by you, but they know that there's something about you that they want, whether or not they're pursuing you. There's something about the way you live your life or the way you practice spiritually or the way you move about the world that your person really desires. Pile number one. Okay, pile number one. I'm actually back. I had to open the front door to give my old housemate his mail because it's tax season. So don't forget to do your taxes. Maybe that's a message for some of you, like to do your taxes. Make sure you do your taxes. Make sure you pay your taxes. For some of you, the name Jason might be relevant, or it might be your name or this person's name, or it might start with a J. But let's go ahead and let's get from the Rider-Waite-Smith some, I'm hearing meant to be. So for some of you, you're meant to have a spiritual connection with this person. Okay, these fell out, okay. Spirit, where do you want me to place these? Where do you want me to put this? Okay, I think this is a shared energy with the Page of Cups and the Eight of Cups reverse. For my spreads, I really work intuitively and I just kind of put where I feel the cards fit the Magician. And, so my spreads will always look really different. But also always very neat and organized, at least I feel. At least that's my style. Every reader has a different style, right? The Lover's reverse. Okay, I don't, I always want to be really weary with the advice that I give. But for a lot of you, you need to be aware that this person might not be operating from the highest level vibrationally. They really might be operating from a sense of physical comfort, physical pleasure, physical satisfaction. And there's nothing wrong with that. And it's not as if physical sensual pleasure is inherently low vibrational. But I heard a message that this person might not be acting out of love, but out of desire, if that makes sense. But for a lot of you, with this crow spirit clarified by the Magician, a lot of you have the power to communicate to this person what you are worth and what you're about. And Spirit wants you to not forget about that because you really have the power, okay, Nine of Wands falling here. You have the power to create the relationship that resonates with you, that aligns with you. That is within your power. And then we have the Eight of Wands reverse. Okay. So Spirit, can we clarify both of those cards? Why did we get the Eight of Wands? Because of the Five of Pentacles reverse. And why did we get the Nine of Wands? Because of the Chariot. Very complex reading. I'm gonna say that you want to make sure you're not operating out of let me say it this way. For you, pile number one, when you stop operating out of the expectation that you will be abandoned, or the fear of being alone, that is when your love will really manifest for you. Is when you start operating not out of an energy of grief and fear that you're unwanted. When you leave that energy alone, and when you move into your heart space, and when you really solidify your heart space, like this kawaii frog, right? Glowing and lighting up, and he's still very strong, like the heart chakra should be. That is when love will manifest for you. This person with the Panther, the Lovers reversed, the Nine of Wands, and the Chariot. So for some of you, this person has a guard up around them. They have walls. And the reason why they are so attached to you is because they know that you are someone who can really bring down their walls. Or you're somebody at the very least who can transform them. And I think because they see that power in you, there's this very primitive need for them to conquer you or dominate you in some sense. And for some of you, that might be really sexy. That might be really cool. That might be really great. That might be really attractive. But you want to make sure that this person is not removing you from your personal power, pile number one. So can we get a clarifier for them? Okay, we got two from the Moonology. Where do you want this card to be, Spirit? Okay. What do you want on the left side? Communication is key. New moon. Yeah. So communication is key. New moon in Gemini. Pile number one. You really need to stand your ground. That's what I hear. Stand your ground. And hold your vision for your person's energy. If this does align, this is the energy of really strong power couple vibes. Not gonna lie. There's an intensity here and a passion from that intensity. And I really think that your person might have strong Scorpio placements, or you have strong, maybe you're a Scorpio rising, I'm hearing, or your person or you are a Scorpio moon, or you're just Scorpio, or you have Venus in Scorpio. Venus in Scorpio is a really intense position to have Scorpio in, and it always signifies a need for transformative, passionate, sensual love that awakens you. And so for people with a lot of scorpionic placements, they will attract partners, or they'll seek out partners instinctually who cause them to transform. And oftentimes that comes with you or them not getting what they want out of a Scorpio placement or out of another person. So the grief, the loss, the misalignment is actually the beauty that moves you into Scorpio energy, if that makes sense. But I know that very anecdotally, because a lot of the Scorpio placements in my life tend to have those really strong affairs. And this feels very karmic to me, this connection, which is not bad. Like, it's not bad. Like, we shouldn't stigmatize or fetishize types of spiritual connections or coupledoms, but don't rush into this relationship. I think that is the message from Spirit for you, is like, don't rush into this particular relationship, pile number one. It's okay to stay in an energy of really waiting and seeing how your person is going to react. And if they're not the healthiest person for you, and you'll know if they're not, then don't pursue it. Like, it's optional, you know? That's what I hear. Love relationships are optional. Like, you don't need to align with anyone necessarily. I think that's a mistake that a lot of, and personally, I'll go on this rant for you. I personally think a lot of spiritual readers are a little bit irresponsible because they will encourage codependent ruminations on connections that don't really serve people, or they will make flat out generalizations like, oh, this person loves you, this person, which might be true some of the time or most of the time, but the point is to encourage people to access their own intuition so that they can make healthy decisions. And I always think that's what separates me as a reader from other readers, and that separates my favorite readers. And some of my favorite readers will deliberately not do romance or love connections for this very reason. But what can you do? Because love and romance connection readings are what get the most views. And so some people have made entire careers out of that. But that's my personal opinion, and I'm not talking about anyone in specific at all, but I think that some of you need to dodge this connection. That's what I hear, because this person they're not on the level that would help you spiritually. Like, you might help them spiritually, but they might not help you. Let me get a sip of my tea. Y'all should see me. I really just have like a jug of tea that I sip from. But the Prince of Swords, okay. And what do we have on pile number 1's partner side? Okay, what was that? The 9 of Pentacles, reverse. Yeah, so for a lot of you, this person is not operating from a sense of security. I mean, because they have the Lovers reversed, you know, the 9 of Pentacles reversed, the Chariot, the 9 of Wands. But they want forward movement with you at the very least. You know, they want forward movement with you. They might not be the best person for you, but they desire you. So I think if that clears up any apprehension, like, let it clear up your apprehension, because I think this person does want you, pile number 1. But and you know, if you want more specific details, book a personal reading with me. My link is below in the description. But it's hard. This is a tough energy because I'm not feeling, I mean, what is the outcome of this connection, Spirit? Let's go ask. What is the outcome? Ooh, I just got chills. So what is the outcome of this connection? You and your loved ones are safe, New Moon in Cancer. So the outcome is there might be a rebirth in the way you approach love, the way this person approaches love. There might be a rebirth in terms of if you do align together, or if you choose to be together, or if you do date. The end result at the end of the day is that both people come out more sensitive and more emotionally aware and more mature. But going into the relationship, I think that's where the tension is. So let's get from the Journey of Love Oracle, and let's see what the Journey of Love Oracle has to say. So Spirit, Goddess, God, Universe, Divine, Earth, Air, Fire, Water, Spirit, Angel Guides, Spirit Guides, Ancestors, pile number 1. And I'm really getting this visualization of an ancestral tree, and you and this person might share the same ancestral roots. So you might come from the same place ancestrally. This might be karmically about healing ancestral wounds. But I hear gain, and as long as you gain something from this relationship, you've already won, pile number 1. You don't need to fret. You don't need to wonder if it was worth it or not. Exactly, the Temple. So ancestrally, with the Temple card here, a lot of you are course correcting, like ancestral traumas in this through this connection. But this connection is meant to align you closer with spirit, and it's meant to make you more aware of where people are on their spiritual journeys and how do you react in response to people at different stages of their spiritual journey. You're still getting this message, pile number 1, that any connection you want, you have the power to create. Same with your career. You have the power to make anything you want happen, and you have the power to get the relationship that you want. But you need to be smart enough to know who it's going to come from and whether or not someone is healthy enough to provide it for you. But how does this person feel about you? They like you a lot. They feel passionately about you. They feel intensely about you. They just might not be ready to give you the thing that you need, which is stability and maturity. And I think the message from Spirit is you need to be aware of this, because don't romanticize a situation where someone is not showing up in the way that you want them to. Because at the end of the day, the little issues will magnify. You know what I mean? So, that's everything that I have for you, pile number 1. If you want, book a personal reading with me to get more information. My Etsy shop link is in the video description below. Make sure you comment what resonates, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and thank you for your support as always. And I will see you in the next reading. Bye. Hi there, pile number 2. So if you chose, let me turn that volume down. If you chose the crocheted amigurumi octopus with 2 moods that my friend made for me, this is your reading. So before we get started, make sure you give the video a thumbs up, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and as always, comment what resonates. I love reading your comments. And if you want to book a personal reading with me, my Etsy shop link is in the video description below. But let's go ahead and let's answer the question, how does your crush feel about you? Let's see, what do we have here? Failure. Okay. I don't know why that made me laugh, but okay, low-key, I'm gagged. Failure. I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. And then, where do you want me to put this, Spirit? What do you want me to put on pile number 2's side? So we have the unicorn representing you, and we have the cobra representing your person, pile number 2. And the unicorn is facing away from the cobra, as you can see here. So, God is God, universe divine, earth, air, fire, water, spirit, angel guides, spirit guides, ancestors. What visualizations or messages do you want me to provide, pile number 2? I'm hearing they pulled back, he pulled back, or she pulled back, or they pulled back, but somebody pulled back in this connection. Really take what resonates for you. If that doesn't resonate, then don't fret. These are general readings, and there's multiple messages in here for everybody. But I think that's what connects to the failure card. I think someone did something in this connection that might have cautioned the other to proceed slowly. There is a sweetness here that I'm picking up on. There's a sweetness, especially in terms of how you, the unicorn person, feels about the cobra person. But I'm getting the feeling that the cobra person in this connection is a lot more discerning about the connection, a lot more private, and maybe a bit more closed off. But in either case, these 2 people, so you and your person, pile number 2, you're sort of opposites, like elementally. Or you're not really opposites, but you come from different elemental strengths and backgrounds. You don't operate necessarily on the same level. And I really feel that for you, pile number 2, it's a lot about you being more intuitive than your person, and you being a lot more sensitive. You can see with the Cobra spirit, that your person is a bit more guarded. They might give a big show in terms of who they are, how they feel, their power. Um, and there's something a little bit sad about the unicorn person in this connection. So, oh, by the way, like, take whichever side applies to you. Like, if the energies are flipped, then they're flipped. So really just choose which messages apply to which person. And if both the messages for both people resonate, then there might be some mirroring energy here. But there's also a little bit of sadness from the unicorn person. There's a little bit of a disappointment in the unicorn's face. I think the unicorn person, whoever it is in this connection, had a lot of hope for this connection, had a lot of... I just hear feelings that this connection would be abundant. And oppositely, the Cobra person in this connection carries with them a lot of guilt or shame. Or they feel like they weren't able to provide something that the unicorn person needed in this connection. And the Cobra person has kind of been sent into a existential crisis of some sort, maybe one that they're keeping hidden, but it's really this energy of like, who am I? And I hear that Les Mis song, like, who am I? I don't know how you do the voice, like, another day, another destiny, this never-ending road to Calvary. Like, I don't know, I forgot his name, but he's that famous Broadway singer. But he sounds like this. But, you know, like in Les Miserables, this person is having this who am I moment. Like, who am I that I did this? Who am I that I'm not able to provide this? Who am I that this person, the Cobra person, is becoming a lot more aware of their limits in this connection and as a person. And it's really the unicorn person who helped the Cobra person realize their limits. I think whoever the Cobra person is really came into this connection feeling really headstrong, feeling like they were on top of the world, that they were master of all. And this connection, or your sensitivity, or the unicorn person's sensitivity pile, to really forced the Cobra to rethink how they live and how they approach the world. And I hear that they sting a lot, or they approach the world ready to strike venom at any moment. And because of that, they're guarded, and they're kind of, and I'm looking at this Cobra, and then the stripes here are bringing me into this sort of hazy energy, hazy feeling. But the Cobra person, even if they might seem really defensive or headstrong, they really feel like they are stuck in like in a certain haze. I don't know if that makes sense. They don't know how to bring themselves out of it. So the unicorn person in this connection has a lot of clarity and a lot of wisdom and connection to spirit. And I think that's something common in all the piles today. I mean, we have yet to see pile number 3 because I'm only recording number 2 right now. But for some of you, I don't know why I just got this, the video game Resident Evil might be of relevance to you, or the Resident Evil 4 game remake coming out. I don't know why that just came up for me. But the unicorn person here is a lot more aligned with spirit and is a lot more sensitive, and even might be an artist. So if you're the unicorn person, there's something artistic about you or the way that you move about the world. Let's get some oracle cards to expand on this reading. So Goddess, God, Universe, Divine, Earth, Air, Fire, Water, Spirit, Angel Guides, Spirit Guides, Ancestors. Who represents the unicorn? feeling it's this card. Bronwen, forgiveness. Yeah. Okay, this is very interesting. And I'm feeling the Cobra spirit is also pulling from this mini pile. For some of you, this person said the wrong thing and they just can't get it out of their head that they did that. We have truth. Ma'at. Goddess of truth. So, with Bronwen, forgiveness, I really feel that in this connection, and take what resonates, if there was some wrong committed, that the unicorn person in this connection feels a lot more ready to move on and forgive the Cobra person for whatever it was that happened. And for some of you, this is a connection that has spanned years. And you were together for quite a while, or maybe 9 months or longer for some of you, 9 or 8 months. I also hear 7 months. But the Cobra person here might have instigated or expressed a type of truth. And for some of you, maybe it was about monogamy or about like wanting to open the relationship. And for whatever that truth was, so I'm really getting that for most of you, like this connection is already established. And it feels really soul mate, soul tribe to me. Whereas pile number 1 was a lot more karmic and, not to stigmatize any form of spiritual connection. But this one feels a lot more soulmate to me. But whatever the truth was, the unicorn person went along with it or tried to go along with it. And there was a failure, and that's why we got that first message of pull back. Someone pulled back from this connection. I think maybe the Cobra expressed that maybe they would want to pull back, and maybe as a result, the unicorn's attachment was affected. I just can't get over how sad this unicorn looks. But it's really divine, whatever this truth was that was expressed. But for some of you, like the door was shut, the door was slammed shut. And what do we have on the back of the deck? The World card, reverse. Yeah, so, the World card, whenever it comes up, it's always very important because it signifies spiritual cycles and karmic cycles and lessons. And, reverse is, to me, it really feels as if whatever the lesson is here, you're still both learning from it. But there's just so much muddy feelings in this connection. And I don't know if there was a fight or of some sort. Some of you had a fight in a hotel room. That's what I'm hearing. Again, really pick what resonates with you. For Goddess, God, Universe, Time, we're at the Page of Cups. Clarifying the unicorn. And what clarifies the Cobra? Okay, I'm really getting, this is really representing past energy to me. So for a lot of you who identify with the unicorn spirit, like you came into this connection with a lot of hope, with a lot of romanticism. And the Cobra person came into this connection ready to move on from something else in their life. And it might have been an older connection or breakup that they went through. But either way, there was a mutual expectation that this connection would allow the both of you to grow. And it happened, and the both of you did grow, but you grew not from a success or an overwhelming feeling of success, but you grew from this failure that happened between the both of you. And if this isn't a long-standing connection, maybe this isn't really your pile. So I would choose a different pile if none of this sort happened between the two of you. But let's get more cards from the Little Prince Tarot. So, Spirit, can you clarify forgiveness? Clarify Bronwen. But I don't know, I just feel intuitively this disappointment that I just feel, okay, this card fell. Let's pick her up. The Knight of Wands. And then what do we have? Clarifying truth. Okay. The Ten of Cups. So for a lot of you, your person's truth is that, or the Cobra person's truth is that they feel really happy when they're around you. So much that maybe they can't even handle it, or so much that they have to reject it outright because they're not comfortable in an energy of happiness or commitment or fulfillment. And the unicorn person knows this and has this internal feeling of really wanting to forgive and move on and reignite that passion. But the Cobra person is way too defensive about it. And they're going through this internal repair, is what I'm hearing, that really only they can suffer through and experience and articulate. But I get the feeling that the Cobra person might even be interesting. Yeah, we got the Six of Pentacles that fell out. The Cobra person might feel they're doing a favor to the unicorn person by staying away from them, because the Cobra person thinks maybe they're too fucked up to provide the connection. Sorry for cursing. But they think they're too, I hear damaged goods. Okay, the Ten of Cups right here. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of downloads. I'm not gonna lie, and we have the Ten of Cups on both sides. So, you know, the both of you make each other really happy. But it's like that Lana Del Rey song, and I channel a lot of Lana Del Rey. Ugh, I mean, you might get sick of me at some point. Like, I'm trying to convert y'all to love her as much as I do. I was in the top 0.05% of Spotify listeners to Lana last year. Trivia, by the way. But anyways, the Ten of Cups is on both of your guys' sides. And the truth is, like, the both of you make each other really happy, and you want to make each other extremely happy. But whatever happened between the both of you, like, it's just this block that you can't get over. And really, I think what Spirit is saying is the only thing you can give it is time. The only thing you can give it is time. And because time, you know, time heals all wounds, but this feels very much like a fresh wound to me in this connection. And it's disappointing, and it's disappointed the both of you. You know, if this reading applies to you, and please ignore the ice cream truck in the background. Oh my God, they stop by my neighborhood like every day. But let's pull from the Moonology and let's get, like, what are the outcomes of this situation. There goes the ice cream truck, playing Christmas music in the middle of January, or February now, sorry. But what is the outcome for the unicorn person, Spirit, from the Moonology? Luck is on your side, new moon in Sagittarius. And what is the outcome for the Cobra person? The energy is gaining momentum. So for a lot of you, this your person, if your person is the Cobra person is getting ready to provide that type of apology, or the acceleration of their transformation is happening. And a lot of it I'm really hearing and feeling was really triggered by the pandemic. The pandemic threw the Cobra person into a type of trauma that really accelerated or forced them to accelerate their healing. But luck is on your side, clarifying the unicorn person. No matter what, and for most of you, I know you do identify as the unicorn person in this connection. The unicorn person, no matter what, is gonna have a positive outcome. And I think Spirit wants to provide that as sort of a hug toward you, the unicorn spirit, because Spirit doesn't want you to worry about if you're gonna end up happy or not. And we have the unicorn looking toward the forgiveness card toward the Ten of Cups. The unicorn person in this connection knows that they have to forgive to move on. They're much more aligned with spirit than the Cobra person. But the Cobra person is just having a hard time. They're too close to the earth. They're overly grounded to the earth, so much that they're kind of blocked off. But New Moon and Sagittarius, there might be travel involved for some of you if you're the unicorn person in the near future, or a trip somewhere, or going to the Grove, or some sort of fruit grove. Gardena? I don't know why I'm hearing this. Will provide a lesson for you, pile number 2. But there's that Lana Del Rey song, like, Love Is Not Enough. Oh, I don't even know if I mentioned that when I brought her up earlier. I think I just ADHD'd and, like, totally didn't even follow that train of thought. But, there's that lyric, love is not enough and the road gets tough. I don't know why. And that's what it feels here. It feels like there's plenty of love in this connection. It's just the road got tough. And it needs time to heal. And both of you know that. And that's what just has to happen. So we'll leave on that, pile number 2. But if you want a personal reading for more details on how to move forward, book a personal reading with me. My Etsy shop link is in the video description below. Give the video a thumbs up, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and as always, comment what resonates. I love reading your comments. And that's everything I have for you. I mean, good luck to you, pile number 2. This reading really tugged at my heartstrings, but I have a lot of love for everyone who chose this pile. Is there a visualization, Spirit, you want me to provide? Yeah, some of you have a kid together, or you're going to have a kid together one day. Or there's a younger sibling or child involved, and your priority might be protecting this person. And Spirit is saying, go to this person, go to this younger energy and protect that energy, because that is one way to move forward. That is another source of love in your life, all right? The years 2017 and 2018 might also be of significance to you. And we'll leave on that, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next reading. Hi there, pile number 3. So last but definitely not least, if you're noticing that there is a new candle here, it's because I'm recording this video like a day later. So I did the first 2 piles yesterday, and now I'm back to do pile number 3. So you got the special blueberry muffin candle, which smells fantastic. Literally, I got this candle in the mail today, and it like made my whole day. But yeah, before we get started, make sure you give the video a thumbs up, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. As always, comment what resonates. I love reading your comments. And if you want to book a personal reading with me, my Etsy shop link is in the video description below. But with that out of the way, let's go ahead and let's answer the questions. So if you chose this kawaii shopao or bao, this is your reading. So we're going to set him right over here. Give him some space so he's still in the frame. Yeah, how does your crush feel about you? So what is the shared energy, Spirit? We have service. I feel good when I can help others. And who do we have for pile number 3, representing the tiger, Spirit, and representing your person, the vulture? Already I can tell that, I mean, when I chose these cards, or when I shuffled them beforehand, I already heard the phrase old souls or old friends intuitively. And I also sort of felt that for a lot of you, you might be a little older, or this connection might be a bit more established. And as always, take what resonates. It doesn't have to apply to you. But for some of you, you've known of this person for quite a while, and they've known of you for quite a while. But there's something here about the shared energy being old, whether that means you've known each other for a long time, or if you've shared like past lives, for example, together. And there's also something here intuitively that both of you, with service, I feel good when I can help others. Both of you move throughout the world with good intention. So you might both be in the healing arts and healing practices. You might both be nurses, teachers, people who spiritually, physically, emotionally enrich other people around them is something that I'm getting from this particular reading. And so you're similar in that regard. And I also hear discerning. Like you and your person, pile number 3, you're both very discerning when it comes to going after what you want. And also just the way you both move through the world is I just got a funny download, but I'm not going to say it because it might not be the most appropriate thing to say. But well, I think what I heard, I guess, was for some of you, you might have met through family. You might have met through cousins, specifically is what I hear. And for some of you, you even went to the same college. And there's a specific situation that I'm also getting intuitively, which is some of you might have left someone for this person, or you might be considering it, or vice versa. If the tiger person or the vulture person sound flipped, then take it flipped. If they sound really similar, then there's probably a lot of mirroring happening here. But in any case, with service being the color green, green represents the heart chakra and the heart space. And both of you really operate from the heart space. Both of you have a conviction to make the world a better place, at least spiritually, or at least that is the reason why you're both here on this earth in this incarnation. For some reason, I'm getting that we should pull from the trauma oracle. But God is God, universe divine, earth, air, fire, water, spirit, angels, ancestors, spirit guides. What is the shared energy for pile number 3? And hopefully I said pile number 3 earlier. If I said pile number 1, I apologize. Here, okay. So we have the card letting go. Very interesting. Spirit, can we clarify the card letting go? Why did we get that card? Okay, I'm feeling that we should pull from the Zillich Tarot, actually. So Goddess, God, Universe, Divine, Earth, Air, Fire, Water, Spirit. Why did we get the letting go card? Can you clarify underneath the tiger? The 5 of Swords, defeat. Okay, Spirit, let's just get one card underneath the vulture. Can you just give us one card? One card. Okay, the universe. I'm hearing for some of you, this person is your whole world, or they were your whole world. But I also got another message that for some of you, this connection might not have panned out the way you wanted it to pan out. The tiger person in this dynamic is accepting some sort of defeat, or they were humbled in some way. And for most of you, the tiger person is you. The vulture person, on the other hand, what they're taking from this connection is they've discovered a whole new world of emotional experience, or they're discovering a whole new world of emotional experience, of ways to spiritually, emotionally express themselves. And I think the vulture person in this dynamic is learning how to feel a lot less, I hear goaded, but a lot less hurt or foreboding or dark about the way they move through the world. I really feel that your person, pile number 3, or the vulture person in this connection, it moves through the world inspired by some form of hurt. They're carrying with them some form of hurt, some form of shadow that inspires them to do good and to help people. But at the end of the day is still sort of a shadow energy. Whereas the tiger person, this connection, what they're going through right now is, I hear stumbling block. Like they're really feeling, for a lot of you, I feel that you and your person share something institutionally. Like you're in the same grad program, in the same college major, you're at the same workplace. It's something like that, because with the service card and with the way the tiger and the vulture are positioned, I'm feeling that both of you do something similar, or you work in similar fields, or if you're artists, you're both creatives of some sorts. For some of you, the name Ryan might be relevant. Sorry, I just had to get a sip of my tea. But yeah, I really feel that for this pile, we're doing the spread a lot differently than the other two. I don't know why I'm hearing, why won't you spend time with me? So for some of you, your person might be feeling like you don't spend enough time together, or that they want to spend more time with you, or they feel a little bit resentful about the lack of time that you have. But Goddess, God, Universe, Divine, can you clarify how the tiger is feeling versus how the vulture is feeling? We have self-initiation. Okay, so the root chakra with the red of the self-initiation. The number 12 might be very relevant to some of you. It might be the day you were born. The month of December might be when you met this person. Okay. Spirit, can you please give me one card? Sometimes the cards will just fall out in like a big... Okay, here we are. The blood dance. I don't know, some of you, this person works like in some sort of like medical setting, or they're doing a project right now that involves like medicine or like helping heal people. But I really feel something about the ambulance or the ER is relevant to this connection. But let's go ahead and let's clarify some more. And the messages for this one are coming out a little bit slowly. There's a hesitance to really disclose how this person feels, and vice versa, how the tiger person feels. There's also a hesitance. But Spirit, can you explain, why did we get self-initiation, the Seven of Cups reverse, and then why did we get the blood dance? Every time we're pulling for the vulture person, they're getting like a plethora of cards. Plethora of cards. Do people still use that word, plethora? Goddess, God, Universe, Divine, give us the Empress reverse. I'm hearing both. So it's so funny because when I pulled for this pile, I heard that for this specific pile, it was just as important to get how the tiger person feels as it is to get how the vulture person feels. In the other piles, it was a lot more focused on the person that you're thinking about. But for some reason, Spirit really wants you to be introspective with this pile if you chose pile number 3. And I think it has to do with this self-initiation card and the blood dance here. Both are very movement-based. Both are very like dance-based, root chakra, heart chakra-based cards. But I don't know why, for some of you, and you might not want to hear this, I'm just getting the feeling that this was a connection that didn't really pan out, or like maybe you discovered this person didn't have the space for you, or didn't feel the right feelings for you, or felt really any feelings at all for you. But Spirit wants you to know that even if this person is not romantically into you, that you both share a divine purpose that is similar to each other. And that's why you're on each other's radar. That's why you met, is because you're kind of distant soul tribe. Pile 3. You're cut from the same cloth as this person. You're not that different at the end of the day. And Spirit wants to provide that message to you to sort of offer you hope that you can share communication with this person. You can share good times. You can share a good friendship with them. It might not necessarily pan out to be romantic. And I don't know who wants to hear that, but I always believe that a lot of readers will encourage what I think is unethical romantic rumination and kind of obsessive thinking. A lot of readers on YouTube will encourage that mode of thought, and I never want to do that. Like, I never want to reel you in with love reading after love reading after love reading. So that my hesitancy to describe things as romantic isn't because it's malicious. It's because I'm just not feeling the most romance in this connection. It doesn't mean it's not romantic, but there's something here that's really steadfast, and I'm getting a visualization of an oak tree. And for some of you, you shared, or you're about to share, or in a past life, you shared a moment relaxing under a tree with this person, or if you go to the same college together, there's a tree that you both sit underneath. But in either case, both people in this dynamic are developing in terms of the heart space. And I think that's why we have an abundance of greens here. And I'm also noticing my green malachite that I'm wearing. But there's another message here that Spirit wants you to know that the best way to move this connection forward is to invest in yourself. Because even if you've known of each other for a while, the feeling I get from this connection is more so that you're on parallel paths that might not be intersecting as much with you and your person. And it doesn't mean you're not a good fit or that you're not gonna fit, but it just means that both of these souls are so enraptured in their own development that they're not necessarily thinking of romance, or they're not necessarily thinking of like love. A lot of these souls, especially the tiger, are really trying to stabilize themselves in a way that will provide them greatness, that'll provide them comfort. But it's so funny because it's almost like the tiger in this situation, if you're the tiger person, they really had their hopes dashed recently. In some way, I see that in the Seven of Cups and the Five of Swords with the subtitle Defeat. But the vulture person, so your crush, pile 3, they're about to embark on a new adventure in life. They're about to level up in some way. And their leveling up is about them stepping into their power and really course correcting situations, beliefs that limited them in the past. And I'm hearing that Ariana Grande song, POV, like, I'd love to see me from your point of view, like how it goes like that. Yeah, I don't know why. It's just, out of all the piles, this one is the toughest for me to read energetically. I promise you, it doesn't reflect on my abilities as a reader. It's just like, it's just tough. Like, whatever these people are going through, it just feels very, like, not rough, but like feels very tough. It feels like it's a lot. Well, let me go ask if there's a visualization. Spirit, is there a visualization you want me to provide? Pile number 3. I hear that Beatles song, I Want to Hold Your Hand. So for some of you, well, I take some of what I said back, because I think for some of you, there is a sweetness here. There's a tenderness here. And I think that is what you share, is there's a tenderness. It's because both of your souls recognize each other as being cut from the same cloth and as sharing kind of the same divine purpose. So there's a mutual aid here. There's a mutual aid here that both parties benefit from. But at the same time, it feels like both of you are conquering the same big bad, if that makes sense. Both of you are conquering kind of the same demons. And I guess we're not really answering the question, how does this person feel about you? But they recognize that in you, and you recognize that in them. And so I think, out of all the piles, I think this is the most reciprocated energy, if that's any comfort to you. It's reciprocated. Like, there's a mutual recognition here and a mutual appreciation. But both of these parties are really stubborn. They're really perched in who they are and who they're becoming. I see a lot of greatness, like, destined for both of these individuals. First off, I see the vulture person really stepping into a power of material, financial abundance. And I see the tiger person growing in terms of their esteem and their confidence. But in terms of letting go, I think that this connection was meant to really teach the both of you about how to step into your power by releasing spiritually what is blocking you off. Or for some of you, also teaching you to accept better in your own life. It's a really mixed bag for this pile. I think a lot of the feelings are really mirrored here. So a lot of you will already intuitively know how your person feels, and that's totally fine. But there's a lot of mirroring, and truth be told, it's really hard to know who is who in this connection. Well, we'll end with, I'm sorry if this wasn't the most clear reading. If you want more personal details, you can always book a personal reading with me. My Etsy link is in the video description below, and I love doing personal readings for you all. But is there a visualization? I'm hearing leave the door open. Yeah, so for some of you, this person might re-enter your life at some point. And I think that's the message from Spirit. But for now, you're both on these separate journeys, and that's something you have to respect and you have to sort of accommodate. But the beauty here, pile 3, is that the heart space for both of you, and for the tiger person, their solar plexus confidence space and their root chakra, their stability is really forming. It's a really essential moment for the both of you. And the fact that you've crossed paths it was meant to be. It was meant to be this way because you were meant to recognize that you are of kin, like you're of family in terms of a soul unification perspective. But leave the door open for this person because, as long as it's healthy, they might re-enter your life at some point. And I think for a lot of you, when that does happen, you will have a lot of stories to tell each other. And I think that's the final message from Spirit, is you will have a lot of stories to tell each other. So we'll leave it there. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. As always, comment what resonates. I love reading your comments. And if you want to book a personal reading with me, my Etsy shop link is in the video description below. And that's everything. Feel free to watch more videos, pile number 3, because I think out of all the piles, you need more answers, and this one raised the most questions. And that's okay too. I just saw 2121 on the video timestamp, so maybe that, which reduces the 3-3, which means this connection is really aligning you with your sacral, your solar plexus and your space of purpose. And that is what you're creating together, both of these energies. So, that's everything I have. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next reading.